What's up, vlog? So I'm officially back at college, moved back in about a week ago, but I wanted to make a arsenal video on my current arsenal at the start of the school year and even before the start of the actual bowling season. So I'm gonna get each one of my balls, gonna review them, give a little bit of a rating on them based off my experiences with them and my personal opinions on them. And hopefully in the near future I can make some more videos on my future arsenals, which will have new equipment, new balls for this upcoming season. So let's get to it. So to start out, I'm going to review my Roto grip balls, then I'm going to go into my 900 globals, and then finally my Storm bowling balls. So starting out with Roto grip. So the first one I got, of course, I showed in a previous video, only about 2 videos ago, is the famous Hustle Inc. This ball has come in very clutch in past tournaments in the past college seasons, and it's a great low end ball, and it's drilled fairly aggressively, pin up of course. It's come in handy for when the lane conditions get pretty dried up. Pull this thing out and it works like a charm. So I would probably rate this, for the fact that it's freaking OG in my arsenal, I'll give it a 7 out of 10, a solid 7 out of 10. Freaking beast. So next up, I got a fairly new release from Roto Grip, that is the Untitled Helios. Now this thing I bought myself at pretty much the very end of the past college season. I got it right before sectionals. I used it at sectionals for a little bit. It wasn't working too great for me. It was either the ball or it was me. It was most likely me. I can't really define if it was the ball for sure, but anyway, bowling with it over the summer has been pretty solid ball. Pretty smooth. It's a pretty versatile ball. I would say it's very similar to the Phase 2. Not as OG as Phase 2, obviously, but I would say this fits in that same category of being just a very versatile ball, being able to play multiple angles with it. For that, I would give it I'd say I'd give this ball 6.5 out of 10. That seems pretty right for this thing, at least for me. Those are actually the only 2 Roto Grip balls that I own currently. So now we're gonna get into the 900 globals. All right, to start up my 900 globals, I'm gonna go with, I think it may have been my first 900 global, although I'm not too sure. At least it was one of the first balls of last season. That is the Zen Master. This thing has been incredible for me, especially in the past season. I used this to start out nearly every tournament. I was able to use it until like halfway through those tournaments, most of them anyway. And it just kept going. This thing has been super good. So I think based off of what it did for me in the last season, I gotta go for like at least a 7.5. if not an 8 out of 10. This thing was something else for me. Next up, we got arguably one of the best balls on the market right now, and it's been that way for probably about a year, and that is the Zen Ball Good, baby. This thing, I didn't use too much last season. I think it was on back order when they ordered it for me, so I didn't get to use it as much as I wanted to, but whenever I was able to pull this out, this thing worked like a charm, mainly with broken down lanes, playing like 4th, 5th arrow works perfectly for that, and it was great. It was a great ball to turn to when I got in trouble with that, having balls react too early. I needed something to get through the front of the lane, and this was it. So I would give this ball, shoot man, I'll be safe, I'll give this ball a 7. I think it deserves more than that, but based off of my personal use, I haven't been using it too much. I haven't been able to use it too much. I'm gonna go safe, gonna go with the 7, and hopefully that'll go up. And apparently, those are my only 2 900 global balls that I have. So finally, we're getting into my personal favorite brand of bowling ball, that is Storm. Gotta start out with the old reliable Mix. This thing, much needed ball in my arsenal. I'm not the greatest at taking my hand completely out of the ball, and that can cause troubles if I'm shooting spares with a reactive ball. So I've definitely put to the test. I've thrown this thing so much. In fact, recently my switch grip thumb sleeve got too loose, and I recently lost my thumb slug at a bowling alley. Luckily, they were able to find the slug, got it back, no problem about it. But spare ball, 100% recommend. It's a great way to take the lane out of play and to not have to worry about hook. You just come to this thing, throw it, take your hand out of it, whatever you want to do. Highly recommend spare ball if you don't have one already. So next up, I'm gonna go with a ball that I showed in one of my first videos, and that is also kind of controversial to my teammates, because they apparently don't like this ball, they think it's trash, but that is the Storm Drive. This thing, I actually kind of like it quite a bit, and I shot my first and only 300 with it, so I like this ball. It reacts well for me, it shapes well. I haven't been able to throw this in any tournament. I don't know why, but I just never pulled it out to throw. I think it would be honestly a good ball to throw. I just got to test that out hopefully this season. So I'm going to try not to be biased, considering I shot my 300 with it. I gotta give this ball, I'll go with the 6 out of 10. You know what? I'll go with the 6.5 out of 10. I honestly really do like it. It shapes very well, like I said, and it's pretty powerful. The pins get knocked very well. Yeah, 6.5 out of 10. Next up, I got another Belmo ball, and that is the Trend 2. This thing, obviously, fairly new release. I got this ball about middle to the end of last season, and it was a very, very clutch ball that I was able to use at the end of a lot of tournaments. This ball is also very versatile, very strong. Even though it's strong, you're still able to play in fairly dry conditions. Playing in the middle of the lane with this thing, very reliable, does very well, shapes well, just been a very good ball for me. So based off of that, I'm gonna go with an 8 for this ball. This ball has come in, this ball has been clutch. Solid 8 for the Trend 2. So to end off my Arsenal review, I'm gonna go with a ball that I haven't shown on camera yet, and that's actually my newest ball. There's a very funny story that comes with this ball that I'll have to tell in a future video. It is the legendary IQ Tour. This thing is, like I said, it's a legendary ball among the Storm lineup. I don't have a ton of experience with it yet, although the times that I have thrown it recently, it's been very, very nice. It's a very solid ball. Pretty baseline, but it's very smooth. It goes to the pins very well. It's something I think I'll go to when the lanes get dried up. It might take over my Hustle Link a little bit. I hate to say that, but this will probably take that over. I'm just excited to start using this ball more. Definitely want to see it on Sport Patterns. I'm excited to use this ball in the season. So the rating I'll give this ball, I haven't thrown it much. I haven't gotten very comfortable with it yet. I know very vaguely what it does for me. So I'm gonna give this, I'll give this a 5.5 based off of my personal experience, not overall. That's not a rating based on the overall Storm bowling balls or any bowling ball ever. Not even close. But for me, I'm gonna rate this ball 5.5. Those are all the bowling balls that I currently use. I have more bowling balls that I don't really use at the moment just because they're either old or I just don't see a use for them with what I have currently. But that's gonna wrap up my review over my Arsenal. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.